So the Seattle Seahawks are the Super Bowl champions. Super Bowl happened yesterday. Patriots versus Seahawks. I called it. I said that it was gonna be a blowout. It was 12-0 through the first three and a half quarters, and then fourth quarter. I'm not gonna lie, man. I wasn't surprised that the Seahawks just completely broke away from the Patriots, but I was kind of surprised because the game was slow. The defense for the Patriots was good all game, and honestly, I think this just shows defense really in the NFL. Defense really wins you championship. Yeah, they broke away in the third quarter, crushed the Patriots in the fourth quarter, man. Yo, Drake May, I really don't know if he'll ever be here again. He does have Mike Vrabel, but like to be here again, he has to play out his mind because, yeah, I think he has to because for him to have 80 yards in three straight playoff sub 80 in three straight playoff games, and they barely win each of those playoff games, and then he has a stinker in the Super Bowl. He threw two meatball subs, had two fumbles, had a fumble, had a fumble that was returned for a touchdown. I just think for the Patriots to get here again, the stars have to be aligned, especially since their strength of schedule was like weak. They played two playoff teams, the Bills and then us, the Carolina Panthers, and I honestly don't know if they're based off their strength of schedule this year, their schedule next year is probably going to be harder. And I don't know if everyone's going to return to the Patriots, especially if they're like key players that might leave. So yeah, honestly, it was a bad game from the Patriots offense. Their defense was phenomenal, like literally phenomenal. They were not allowing anyone like the Patriots defense was stopping the Seahawks from getting a lot of stuff off. Shout out to the Seahawks though. The Seahawks were crazy, crazy, crazy. At the beginning of the year, they got Sam Darnold, and I was just kind of like, maybe they go to this. Maybe they go to. I knew they were a playoff lock, but I didn't know if they were a Super Bowl lock because Sam Darnold put up a stinker last year. But yeah, honestly, congrats. Sam Darnold played amazing. The real player I want to shout out is Kenneth Walker. I think he proved why he's the best running back in the league. He had 157 yards in the Super Bowl, which I think I like, and it's just crazy for a running back to have that big of an impact in that big of a game. But he had an impact all postseason. This postseason, the Seahawks would not be in this postseason without Sam Darnold, JSN, Kenneth Walker, and the Seahawks defense, and Mike McDonald, who is a great head coach, great defensive minded head coach. The Ravens should have had him, but they didn't. But yeah, I want to shout out Kenneth Walker. Like, he's a dog. Like, he was like, I was looking at my TV and I was like, this is the best running back in the league. And no one, and I mean no one, can tell me that he's not the best running back in the league. But yeah, again, shout out to the defense. I thought it was going to be a shout out, but there was sadly a Patriots government mandated touchdown. But yeah, I think that, like, honestly, the Seahawks took every option away. Like, there's no option for the Patriots. None. Like, there's no Stephon Diggs, no Travion Henderson, no Stevenson. Like, nothing. And I think that's why they were so good, because they locked the Rams down in the fourth quarter. They locked the 49ers down, and they locked the Patriots down. And I think this was the best team in the playoffs. And I honestly think the Rams could have beat the Patriots commandingly. So really, yeah, just congrats to the Seahawks. I think the NFC is the best conference. The AFC really only has three dangerous teams, but now really only one because because the Bills got Joe Brady. Joe Brady's just not going to be a good head coach, and the Chiefs are out. The Chiefs are out the race because of Patrick Mahomes, who blew his knee out, so he's going to be out for the year. But yeah, congrats to the Seahawks. Congrats to them. The Super Bowl halftime show, I honestly had mixed feelings about it when I watched it, but honestly, the production was good. I didn't know a lot of Bad Bunny songs, but he did put on a show. I think it was a good show. Honestly, yeah, a lot of people didn't like it, but I feel like that's just because they didn't like Bad Bunny. And yeah. I also want to talk about the Turning Point USA halftime show, because I just don't think there's any. I don't think there's any space for that. There's no space for a brand whose owner, Charlie Kirk, promoted hatred and hate speech, and he had neo-Nazi talking points. And yeah, I just don't think there's I don't think there's room for a halftime show with Kid Ink and then three other irrelevant white people. There were 3.9 million bots watching that. So honestly, yeah, I don't think there's any place for that. I just hope no one I knew watched that, because if they did, I'm immediately gonna cut them off. The Turning Point USA halftime show was garbage. It was garbage. I just don't understand how 3.9 million people tuned into that. But yeah, Turning Point halftime show was garbage. I don't know. Like, I just generally, like I said again, whoever watched that, I'm immediately cutting them off because that's just garbage. And yeah, there's no place for Turning Point USA, which is just which is an organization that just promotes hate. I'm honestly interested to see who they pick for next year's Super Bowl. Honestly, I was thinking I was gonna say I'm thinking SZA since it's in the Ram Stadium, but honestly, I don't know. I generally don't know who they're gonna pick. Honestly, I'm interested to see who they're gonna get for next year's Super Bowl, or for next year's Super Bowl. It's in LA. It's in SoFi Stadium, Ram Stadium. So I'm wondering, are they gonna go the really popular artist route, or are they gonna go the LA artist route? I honestly don't know. They could choose SZA, I guess, but I'm not gonna say SZA can't be a Super Bowl like headliner. It's just like I kind of don't see her as one, but I think she can do it though, and I would love for her to do it if she does it. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. They're probably gonna have to go into like the legacy act bag, pull out like I don't like a legacy act to do. I don't know. I generally don't know who's gonna be the Super Bowl. Just like how I didn't know who was going to headline the Super Bowl halftime show this year, and they put on a good show. So hopefully they put on a good show next year. Again, congrats to the Seahawks. Congrats to the Seahawks fans. Y'all waited 12 long years, and yeah, y'all won the Super Bowl. Congrats.